Today is the day of my 5 year stroke anniversary. And of course, probably one of the worst things that I ever been through. And that's saying something because obviously I've been through a lot. And if you listen to my podcast or if you heard my recent videos, but this was a little different because this is the first time where doubt kind of creeped into my mind. Like, would I be able to bounce back from this one like I did everything else? But it was different. I was a little older now. I mean, given the circumstances, and I've always been used to my legs being affected, but this time my hands was affected, so it's a little different. It was more of a mental challenge than just a physical challenge. Of course, you can see the physical recovery. You can see that with your own eyes, but when you go through stuff, a lot of things people don't talk about is the mental side of it. And like I said, it's been 5 years on the date of today. And I just now, probably about a year ago, where I felt like, man, I was finally able to say, like, I feel like myself again. Now, like I said, if you listen to the podcast, you've heard me tell bits and pieces of the story where, the neurologist told me if you ever recover to normalcy, it's going to take you about 3 years. See, I'm the type of person, when you put a challenge in front of me, I see red, nothing else. I got to get that. You told me 3 years, I did it in 2 months, but that was the physical part of it. I've done that before. Took me about maybe a year for my hands to get back right. And it was the toughest part for me is because when you can't use your hands, you know, you need to ask for a little bit more help. You need a little bit more assistance, which anybody that knows me, yeah, I don't really like doing that. I don't really like doing that. I've always been able to like, I'm gonna figure it out with the cards I was dealt. I'm good. I got it. I don't need no help. I don't need no. I got it. Like I got. That's always been my way of looking at things, but I couldn't do that this time, and it was like mentally frustrating for me because I'm like I've always been able to do this. What is the reason for this? What is the lessons of it? Like everything that goes through your head, every question that you would think that was there, it was there, even if I let it be seen or not. You know, of course, you confide in some people. You tell them bits and pieces, but nobody knows what's inside your head but you. So I took that and I was just like, you had to do it one day at a time. And what the crazy part about it was like just the whole events that happened. Like I said, I had a stroke. It was August 26th, 2021. And I was in and out of consciousness, laid out on my floor here at home until about, let's say, I think it was like 4.5 days. It was August 30th was the day that, like, my family, my mom, my brother, my mom's friend, any found me. And how I made it through that, man, you want to talk about purpose? I'm like, my purpose is here, it's not done. And it was up to me to find it. And 5 years later, I'm finally feel like I'm finding it with all the things that I've been able to do since then. Because before you just, we go through life and everybody got the YOLO mentality, and you think as you're younger, even though we know that we're not, we feel invincible. But like I said, this last time was different. I didn't feel a level of invincibility, excuse me. I felt like if I didn't find my purpose now, I might not, ever find it. Because how many chances are you going to get? Like, you get me? Like, I don't think we say we only live once, but I feel like we live many lives in one lifetime. It's just, what is your story going to be made of at the end of the day? And knowing what my resume was back then to know what it is now, I smile. I get choked up, obviously, as you can hear in the video. I don't mind because, hell, it's it's my story. It's something that actually happened, and I'm grateful for it. Believe it or not, because if it didn't happen, I don't know where I would be, because I would still be living with that. Like, okay, I've been able to do this and that and it, but it wasn't my purpose. Done many wonderful things, but I feel like now I'm finally through my podcast, clothing brand, coaching. I'm finally doing what I feel like I was called to do. And I just wanted to share just a little bit with y'all and to let you know, like, if you're going through a hard time right now, as long as you got air in your lungs, anything is possible, you know, because whatever you may be going through, good, bad, or indifferent, just look at it, it's just a part of my story. And it's funny because, like, I used to always say, like, man, because I've shared before, like, I was born with cerebral palsy, CP, which is basically a stroke in an infant. Of course, there's different levels of it. Some more severe, some more not. So it just depends on which level you fall in. And I feel like I'm blessed. That's why you never hear me complain, because I feel like even with that, I got it good. I had it real good. So I try not to on a daily basis complain at all. But I used to always say, like, man, and it's gonna sound real vain, but this is what, man, I used to my greatest fear was like falling in the street or something and getting like a permanent scar on my face. And because of the stroke I have that scar on my face. And now it's cool because it's a conversation starter. And then I get to tell my story, and just seeing the look on people's face when I tell the story, it's like, I know it sounds like a Tubi movie, right? Like, nah, ain't no Tubi movie, at least not yet. But it's something that really happened. And I don't, I'm not one to preach to anyone, but if you have ever had a question if God was real or not, I tell people all the time, just look at me. Look at me. Look at my story. No matter what you're going through, it's always light at the end of the tunnel. That's like you say, though, you got to meet him halfway. You got to put the foot forward to find it. And once you find it, I guarantee you, it's the best feeling you can ever have. So, yeah, that was, that's just a little bit part of my story. You know what I'm saying? there's more to it. There's going to be more to come. But I just wanted to share a small part of that. Giving today was special. I'm sitting there thinking, last couple of days, I really been just like reflecting on it. Like, before I was like, it happened. Like, other things happen. It seems like every 10 years, something arises. You know what I mean? In my 20s, I had viral meningitis. There was one, that happened. Bounced back from that. Then the stroke happened as soon as I hit my 30s, 2 weeks after my birthday, too. And it was just like, wow. And that's another thing, too. And I get it and I respect it. Some people don't celebrate birthdays. Some people it's just another day, whatever. But I still do because I wasn't promised to get this many. They didn't think I would get this many. So why not? But that's just the way I look at it. You can look at it how you look at it, but that's just the way I look at it. Celebrate every day, every year, every passing month, and we have to start being intentional. You know, we can't wait till something happens to someone or to start showing them love. Don't give someone flowers that they can't smell. Don't tell somebody some good words. Don't tell somebody you love them and they can't hear you. It's one thing to we put it on social media and we say this and that. No, don't get me wrong. We all got busy lives, but even through our busy lives, we have to learn to make the things that which we deem important, excuse me, more intentional. Because I need work on that every day. I'm pretty sure you do. You know what I mean? But you never know what your true power is. You never know what you can make it through unless you be willing to put your best foot forward. So yes, like I said, that's just something I wanted to share with y'all. It's gonna be a lot more, you know, videos like this, because I wanna. One thing about me is, I was telling somebody the other day. I said I don't really care about reaching 100 people. I don't really care about going viral. I don't. If I can reach one person and be like, you know what, I was feeling bad about myself, but I decided to keep pushing forward because I listened to him. And his story inspired me to do some really great things. And that's all I want. If you can reach one person, you can reach so many much more. So again, that's just part of my story. Check out my podcast, Lionhearted Podcast, if you haven't already. If you want to hear some real authenticity, tap into the pod. Hit me on Instagram at Lionhearted Maine. Tap into the clothing brand. And like I said, that's just a part of my story. 5 years down, many more years to go.